When you experience deep hurt or pain or tragedy or sadness in your life, you have two choices. One, close. Two, open. Most people are going to choose to close. What does that mean? It means closing your heart, putting up these walls, deciding no one's ever going to hurt me like that again, and avoiding situations that are similar to what you experienced, avoiding the kinds of people that you interacted, avoiding any sort of interactions where you might have to be vulnerable and open your heart because it feels scary and you've done it before and you've gotten hurt, so you're deciding, no, I'm going to shut myself off from that. It's closing, it's turning inwards, it's running away from all of these external circumstances that remind you of what you experienced because you don't ever want to feel like that again. It's so natural and normal to want to do that because what you experienced is probably really painful and hurtful, and deciding that you don't want to trust people like that again because you don't want to feel hurt is just a coping mechanism that you've probably learned from a young age, or maybe you're learning now to recognize that, like, oh, I don't want to feel those uncomfortable feelings, so I need to run away from them. But the alternative is so much more beautiful, and even if it feels more scary right now, it will bring you so much more joy and love and fulfillment, and that is to open your heart anyway and decide that person hurt me, or that experience was really painful and I don't ever want to feel like that again, but I know that that one circumstance doesn't mean every person is like that. Doesn't mean it will always be like that. Doesn't mean that I will necessarily have to hurt like that again. And it's deciding, even though that person hurt me or that experience was really painful and hurtful, I choose to open my heart anyway. I choose love. Because the first option of closing and running away from these circumstances and deciding all people are bad and I can't trust anyone, and that is when you choose fear and when you let fear run your life. Because most people think that the opposite of love is hate, but it's actually fear. It's the worry of not being enough. It's the worry of someone hurting you again, or a worry of being vulnerable and not being met at your depth. And when you choose to close, you are choosing fear and allowing fear to run your life. But when you choose to open and decide, that hurt, that was horrible, that felt bad, that just was really painful, but still I choose love. Still I will open my heart because I know that there is more love and more goodness and more pureness in people that exist because I exist. Because you have a pure heart, you can know and recognize that as you choose love, love will continue to choose you back. And just because you went through something that was painful and hurtful, and I'm not here to minimize your pain, everyone's pain is valid and so real, and I can't imagine how it must have been to go through that and experience that. It must have been so painful. But your ability to choose love and decide, I'm going to open my heart anyway, and I'm going to choose love anyway, and I'm going to continue to show up as someone who is kind and caring and be vulnerable, because that is how we connect as human beings. And the most beautiful things in life come from feeling deeply and allowing yourself to be seen and loved and held deeply. And doing that requires being vulnerable and requires being open. And it's okay if at this point you're not ready to open yet. Maybe you want to take some time to close, to just be with yourself, to isolate a little bit, maybe just to spend time with yourself, maybe to ground down, maybe to reconnect with you. And you need a beat to take. You need to just take some rest and time for yourself. That's totally okay. Totally normal to want to just isolate and be by yourself and just give yourself a little bit of comfort and safety, and maybe even to hide for a bit. That's okay. Everyone's process is different. But when you feel ready, you have two choices. You can choose to close and decide to let that fear run your life, or you can choose the way more beautiful and fulfilling and rewarding option, which is to choose love, to choose to open anyway, because you deserve so much more than what you have experienced, and your ability to move through this pain and alchemize that pain that you've experienced, that hurt, and instead choose to love anyway and to show up as love and vibrancy and as your magnetic, beautiful, authentic, kind, loving self anyway, the universe will reward you over and over again, and you will no longer settle for these past circumstances that hurt you. Your bar is much higher now because now you are giving yourself all of that love and kindness that you once freely gave to other people. And the second that you decide that I choose love anyway, I choose to open my heart anyway, you will be rewarded tenfold, 100-fold, because your love is limitless, and the universe will mirror back to you what you put out into the world. And if you are continuing to show up with love and openness and vulnerability and authenticity, you will have that mirrored back to you. I promise you it will get better. Whatever you are experiencing, it must be so painful, it must be so hard to hold, I cannot even imagine. And the reality is that things are going to get better. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, it will get better. And I hope that you will continue to choose openness, to choose love, because you deserve to feel all of that love that you put out into this world. And I promise you, things are going to get better. Things are looking up. You've got this.